The trade tension will never stop. The American administration, the current administration, is trying to reproduce the Plaza Accord of 1985, you know, the Reagan. They successfully sort of applied it at that time, and they try to they will go as far as possible to try to apply it. But they will not be successful, because there is something they do not know, which I know, that the Chinese, they are ready to chekou. The Chinese, they can endure, and they will endure, because the Chinese Communist Party has been able to give the pride, the honor, the face to the Chinese people. The Chinese people will be united behind the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government to endure issues to make sure that actually the American will not be able to be successful. The business community is fundamentally internationalist. They want to have a global village. They are not for trying to sort of work in our little place. You cannot sort of survive as a business if you do not trade with another nation. Donald Trump is not working for the USA on the long term. He's only working for himself on the short term. Well, lately, he is a little bit widening this because he has been using fiscal sort of way, you know, trying to levy tax on companies. And obviously companies, you know, which are manufacturing, particularly in America, is very sort of happy of the fact that they are paying less tax. But it's a very short-term thing. I mean, the problems will come big way, you know, within 2 or 3 years, I can tell you. You know, it's not a long-term policy. It's just a sweetener, you know. And the American public will realize it. I think that probably United Kingdom actually could be the only country which could play actually a role into easing these tensions, because you have a special relationship between UK and USA since the war. And you also have a golden area of a relationship between UK and China. In terms of trade, if the UK is effectively leaving the European Union, they will need to have a foreign trade agreement with the USA and with China, independent from Europe. Now that could be a very good way to ease the trade relationship between actually the US and China. Basically, you have a trade tension between US and China. But if you have a middle country who has got 2 free trade agreements, basically you reinstore, in fact, the trade relationship.